Hello, it's Liz again, and I have another Flow Style Junk Journal for you. This is another of the Graphic 45 Portrait of a Lady covers. Flow Style Junk Journal is one that is designed for you to take apart and use the papers in your own projects. I use a piece of scrapbook paper that is 12 by 12 to make this, so it's 6 inches across because it's folded in half, and then it's 9 inches tall because I fold over 3 inches here. This is a piece of washi tape. It's designed to be removed so that you can reuse the cover as well. The papers in this flow journal are bound together with 3 strands of fiber. This is a hand-spun, hand-dyed wool. This is a cotton right here, the orange one, and this is a synthetic that is slubby and variegates in color. Let's get started. This, because of the way I fold it, makes a pocket front and back, and in the front pocket I have some printed card that has been cut. It has a damask sort of pattern on the back, and this is a doily that my husband cut. This is coordinates from the Portrait of a Lady, and you'll see several of them throughout the book. These are in colors of peach, brown, and green. This is a page from a series of books that are old instruction manuals for electricians. It has great graphs and charts in it. This is a book from the history of lace. It has some wonderful little pictures on the edges here. This is an old learning to read book from, I believe, the 30s, and it doesn't fold well, so I cut it into 2 pieces so that you could have 2 half pieces rather than a jagged fold in the center. It's another piece of scrapbook paper. That one is single-sided. Some additional cards, again with the print on the back. And this is from an old children's book called Over the Hills. This is the story of Tom Thumb. Love the colors in this, the print on the dress, and there's a black and white on the back. And these get tucked into the front pocket. I also have a couple of additional fibers in this journal that are wrapped around cards and paper clipped to the front and back pockets. This one is shades of green. Then we have some sheet music, old receipts from a book I got in an antique store, some green graph paper. This is an old biography book. I love the brown on the edges. There are 2 sheets of this. This is a print from the Victoria book. The other half of this page will have the picture. Where possible, I try to disassemble my books so that I get 2 pages, so that you get 1 page on this side, and then there's the fold and the page on the other side. This is an old book in Spanish, a book on birds. This is a stamp of a clock, a timepiece, and this is another of the Graphic 45 Portrait of a Lady pocket watch. That's the word I'm going for. It's a pocket watch. 2-sided scrapbook paper. This is a copy of a page of a book that's in Polish. There's another one on the other side. Old hymnal. This is a great book that I got in an antique store. It's a European train schedule, and it's only from the 70s, but it's got some age on it. This is a copy of a book that I got in an antique store from 1915 from a suit store, and these are all of their orders and how much was paid for them. This is a little double-sided scrapbook piece. Another one from the Portrait of a Lady that is green and beige on one side and green on the other. Double-sided scrapbook paper, and this is the heavier stuff. I try to paper clip the items to the heavier scrapbook paper. This is a page from a reproduction of the Sears Roebuck catalog from, I think it's 1903 or something, and it's printed on sort of a heavy type newsprint that discolored quite a bit. So this is a reproduction, but it looks quite old. This is an order sheet from a tire store. This is a book in French that I used my stencils and sprays on alcohol ink, and it looks quite nice. This is a book from the 50s, which I believe is an Eastern Star book. I think it's called Leaves of Gold. A book from the 1890s called St. Elmo. Another stamped card, and these are stamped with archival ink so that you can alter them if you'd like. The ink is fast, it won't run. Another Portrait of a Lady, double-sided card. Double-sided scrapbook paper again. And in the center, I've taped together 2 envelopes. And in this one, let's see if I can get the tiniest little pieces in here. These are some manila file folders that I decoupaged paper to and then cut out. I quite like those. A couple of different other stamps in coordinating colors that go with the color scheme. And then a couple of other papers and cards. These are coordinating lighter weight papers that go with the set. This is another cardstock card. These are from the Portrait of the Lady collection, and you can see they're brown and beige on the front and then more solid prints on the back. Still light tone on tone. And another card here. Put these back in. And in the other side of the envelope, I have a bunch of 3x3 squares of fabric, which I have nicely lined out. So I'm not going to pull them out because they're hard to get in and out, and they tend to get folded over and wrinkle. But there are a bunch, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 13 of them. Those are great little embellishments. And then on this other half of this cardstock, I have paper clipped an envelope in an effort to keep all of these little things together. I have a collection of buttons. Some of them are vintage, some of them are not. This one is definitely vintage. I think this one is Mother of Pearl, and those coordinate with the items in the book. And then these are prints on cardstock of old thread spool ends. We bought this artwork for a different project, and I just love it. They make great tuck spots or embellished paper clips, something to make your book a little bit more exciting. And get these back in there. Try not to lose my buttons. These little ones want to sneak away. When I send these out, I send them out in plastic bags just in case any of the buttons do come loose. So check your plastic bag. All right, here's the other half of the St. Elmo. Leaves of Gold. The sprayed page. The inventory. Cardstock with another stamped image of bird cages on it. The ledger sheet. Train schedule. Polish page. I love the little duck image. Another stamped image. Birds. Spanish. Oh, and this has little pencil check marks. I think this may have been a study book for somebody who was learning Spanish. This is the Victoria book page again, and I love the border on here. The biography, the grid, the receipts, music. Here's another card with thread wrapped around it. This is a variegated synthetic. And these cards actually are tone-on-tone pink. They were breast cancer, I think, fundraiser cards for something. And in the back pocket, another scrapbook card with print on back, single-sided scrapbook paper. This is a wonderful picture. I love including art in my books. This is a picture by Pizarro from a small book on art, and on the back there's something modern, but I really like the Pizarro picture. This is a bridge score pad. I love that. This is a card that has a giant stamp on it, and it looks like I did a terrible job stamping. That is designed to look that way, with some of the words being stronger and others fading into the background. Another heavy scrapbook card. That one's single-sided. This one is double-sided. This is from a great book I had on how to make shaker furniture. I just love this one. The images are wonderful. Simple outlines for simple furniture. All right, this is going to be for sale in my Etsy shop. Thank you so much for looking, and have a great day. Take care.